I guess I'm just gonna make this like a part two because I don't know. I got a notification on my comments, and then I basically seen somebody, they post this comment. You're making over $30 an hour, complaining about low wages. Are you for real? What planet do you live on, dude? Or something like that. And I ain't gonna say the person's name, but I just thought that that was real. I thought that that was pretty dismissive considering the state of what's actually going on. But I kind of want to reply or basically respond in the sense like, do you know what $30 an hour was like, just 10 or 15 years ago? If not, you should look into it more. If you're an adult with real responsibilities, of course, if you got bills, rent, or a mortgage, with groceries, insurance, maybe family to take care of, then you pretty much understand. I'm sure the people would pretty much understand that part. Do you have other people that you help besides yourself? Because it's not just about one person's, particular comfort. If you're looking at it from a selfish situation, if you single or whatever, if you're single, you live in like this apartment by yourself, or you got a house by yourself, and you're not really caring for other people. Maybe you won't necessarily understand. You know, from what I see and what's going on in the economy, a lot of people are basically put in a position to where, like I keep saying, you're going to have to take care of each other. You're going to have some type of community situation to where people are going to have to start dropping their egos and, they basically dropping their pride and start to, get back to the actual reality of how it used to be. Like these times right now is actually putting us in a position to go back in time to where it used to be. A lot of us don't see that, but hey, it is what it is. At the same time, though, you got people basically, like, there's some people that's making way more than I do, right? You got some people, like, I make $33 an hour. In today's time, that's like the higher end of poverty. People don't really understand that. That's like the higher end of poverty because they're getting rid of, or they've already gotten rid of, the middle class situation. Like, people are not really grasping that they've gotten rid of the middle class. Like, they're basically putting people in a position where you're either poor or rich. And from my stance, I'm basically poor, but I mean, I'm finna just, but yeah, let me see. Yeah, it's people making way more than I do, got way bigger house than I do, got far better vehicles than I do, cause I got all older vehicles. My oldest vehicle is a 2013. My lowest vehicle is a 2001. And then you got some people they got children, multiple children. And even they're watching their pensions go away. Yep, they're disappearing, and their so-called, and their security for the future is basically crumbling. It's going out the window. You also got social security and other benefits that will, be heavily reduced or becoming heavily reduced, or even gone by the time our generation reaches retirement age. So in 25 years, I'd be 60. Let's hope that there's enough jobs out here for people to continue to consistently make money. And let's hope that these jobs basically adjust to the inflation, adjust to the economy, basically to help you be able to save. But that means no guarantee, but, basically with all these benefits going away, it basically it's like a damn near a guarantee for no retirement, unless you want to sit on the side of Skid Row or something, or be basically like a bum. You know, with these wages, people will not be able to save 2 to 3 million for basically a retirement in today's version of $30 an hour. So just imagine the people that's making under $30 an hour. How terrible that will be for them, as opposed to somebody like myself at the moment that's making $33 an hour. Who's to say if something was to happen, I get another job or something, I might have to be forced to go down and pay, depending on the situation. Maybe I'm just in a fortunate position right now to basically just get by. See, that's what the person that commented. I don't know if they quite really understand the empathy of what's going on with people. You know, but yeah, you can't save 2 3 million for retirement, which is like a realistic view of what you have to save to basically live comfortable. And today it's probably more like 4 or 5 million based on what's going on. So yeah, to that responder, maybe you are rich, maybe you've got it all figured out. But for every one of you who, seem to have it all figured out, there's thousands of people, who see the writing on the wall basically. They see that the system has shifted, and obviously the numbers don't lie. What used to be a solid living wage at $30 an hour, even $20 an hour, just like 10 years ago, is now basically like survival money. Lose your job tomorrow and watch and see what happened to all the assets you currently have. How badly you would be struggling. So no, it's not really me complaining. It's more so of an observation, based on what I can see. It's kind of like a thing with like intuition. Like I'm basically being able to empathize and sympathize with what's actually going on with people in this world that's going on in America today. Um, yeah, it's not going to like, and the bad thing is that it's not going to get better anytime soon. It's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. And you're starting to see it. You got certain people now. Don't get it twisted. You know, some of us have made very bad decisions. Yeah. But then you got some people who's made reasonable decisions and basically are still out here, struggling and stuff like that. So basically what's going to have to happen is, like I said before, there's an over inflation in ownership, uh, certain assets, certain luxuries that people are going to have to let go. You're going to have to put those things away. You're going to have to basically go to a system that's more dedicated to, I don't want to necessarily say minimalistic, but you're going to have to go to a situation that more so relates to that particular lifestyle, if that make any sense. If you got something like a very expensive vehicle, you know, let's just say, because some people they would get something like a $200,000 Mercedes Benz, right? So let's just say you got this highly expensive Mercedes Benz. You think you're gonna be able to take it and go get it nigger rigged for maintenance and stuff like that. To try to get by the cheapest way possible for a Mercedes Benz. No, you're most likely not going to be able to go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts or whatever car stores are out there. No, you're going to have to go into the dealership for the most part and pay and pay high dollar. You got brake jobs for Mercedes Benz, roughly probably within at the least is probably $2,000, maybe 1,000, but at the least probably about 2,000. And then you got certain maintenance things that if something happened to that Mercedes Benz, it's probably you paying probably 5,000, 10,000, and it's going like, I get it. If you know if people want to be dismissive on what's actually happening, uh, I get it if people want to be dismissive on what's actually happening. But basically, we gonna like the truth is it's gonna basically come out of all of this. Like people are gonna start to know who's been messing them over all these years, even though they should have been new. But they're gonna start to see who's been messing them over. It's not the Democrats, it's not the Republicans, it's both of them. It's both branches of government. They all fly on the same. They both two wings on the same bird. It's the same exact entity that's causing this. But then the exposure on the side of the people is gonna be yeah, you're gonna have to put that expensive shit away. Buying J's every time they come out, $200 shoes and $200,000 cars, and buying these Hellcats and Scat Packs or the Rain Goes and all of this crap. Now ain't nothing wrong with getting these cars or vehicles if you can afford them, but come on now, it's getting to that point to where most people can't really afford it. You know, it's a lot of stuff happening that's going bad out here. You got sugar babies that ain't making that money like that no more because the money just ain't coming out like that anymore. Motherfucker, people not gonna be able to just give you all this money so you could be like some little IG model and all this stuff. All of them ain't gonna make it. A lot of them struggling. So for everybody that's kind of like struggling or and stuff like that, please don't pay attention to people on social media. They all live in a false life, giving a false illusion, or not false illusion, but giving an illusion to try to show you that what they got going on is real. Some of them are having decent, good experiences, but the far majority of them are not either. So yeah, it's just a bad thing out here. And like I said before, people just gonna have to come together. It is what it is. $30 is basically it's the new poverty spot. You got to break. I don't even think it's 30 that you got to break. You got to break. Uh, if you want to talk, you're talking about a comfortable lifestyle. Now it also does depend on your mind state, but this system that's out here against the people that's happening today. This ain't based on mindset. This is based on trying to break you down. So it's trying to break you down on purpose. So you really would if you really would have to break that 45 dollar mark, which is really today's adjustment of $30 an hour to even have a comfortable lifestyle. And that's if you got like multiple people you taking care of and stuff. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Hopefully the person who came out with that dismissive comment kind of understand what's going on. But yeah, peace. Yeah, this is basically so I talked to the AI, you know, uh model that's going to be assisting and taking over a whole lot of jobs, right? So one form to try to get over all of this, right, is to learn how to use AI, right? To learn how to use it for your own benefit because that's where the world going. At least in a portion of what you're going to be manifesting pretty soon, as far as making adjustments, preparing for the jobs that's going to be taken away, and try to get into something that's going to be here for a while, right? But yeah, so I'm sitting right here talking to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is basically telling me, ChatGPT is basically telling me, right? I don't know, I just repeated that multiple times. that yeah, I am absolutely right. That in 2015, $30 an hour had significantly more purchasing power. Adjusted for inflation, $30 in 2015 equals to roughly $40 to $42 today. And that's all I was trying to tell the person who responded to me. But also, meaning you've effectively lost about one fourth of your real income if you're still making $30 an hour. And that's not even accounting for the people that's making $25 an hour, $20 an hour, $15 an hour. If you're making $15 an hour, you need to be probably living in the house with like 3 or 4 people and having y'all all put together on money so y'all can save and stuff. Because everybody out here is not living equal, even though everybody has their own struggles that they can relate to regarding this job market and stuff like that, right? So, and 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 that's basically before factoring in housing, healthcare, food, education costs, which have risen much faster than general inflation. So yeah, the $30 isn't middle class anymore. It's barely comfortable survival for a single adult in many cities. So yeah, man, it is what it is. And then this part right here, you can't save 2 to 3 million on today's $30 an hour. If you use the mathematics, $500 a month for 30 years, you only save around 500,000 to 600,000 at best. Nowhere near the comfortability that you would need. You know, and most people, I ain't gonna say most people, but it's a lot of people out here that's just they're not really intelligent, and they don't really have they don't have the faculties up there in their mind to really understand like what we dealing with. So it's just it's crazy to look into considering like what's really going on out here. But that's all I got, man. For sure, for sure. I'm out. Peace.